Welcome to the Immersion Zone. Today we're covering Dr. Alex Brylske's book, Beneath the Blue Planet, which is more than a diver's guide to the ocean and its conservation. It's also a must-have reference book for dive masters, instructors, dive boat captains, dive center and resort managers, all dive professionals, really.
Okay, so we're diving into Beneath the Blue Planet by Dr. Alex Brylske.
Right.
And right away, you can tell this isn't just some, quick read.
Oh, yeah.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah, it's a deep dive, literally and figuratively,
It is.
into everything underwater.
Yeah, Dr. Brylske really goes all out, starting from the very beginning.
It's amazing, right, from the formation of the oceans.
After that massive collision, that's insane to think about.
And how, those tiny cyanobacteria basically made our atmosphere.
The great oxygenation event, right?
Yeah.
They just pumped out oxygen and changed everything.
Oh, mind-blowing.
And then he gets into the coral reefs, the sharks, even how to be a responsible dive guide.
Yeah, all of that, plus so much more. It's all packed in here.
It's really impressive.
It really connects those big picture events to the details we see when we dive.
Yeah, it's like he's showing how the planet's birth is connected to what we see in the ocean today.
It's a total holistic view.
It is, and it emphasizes how everything plays a part in this underwater world, like geology and chemistry and biology all mixed together.
Right, they all interact and influence each other.
And that brings us to why this book is so valuable for dive instructors and dive masters.
Absolutely.
You guys aren't just tour guides with fins.
No way.
You're like translators for an alien world in there.
Exactly. You got to explain what's going on.
And to do that, you really need to understand the basics.
Yeah. The why behind everything.
Like, why is the ocean salty? How do those huge currents work? What makes a coral reef tick?
And Dr. Brylske gives us the answers.
He really does. He lays it all out.
So, for example, he talks about how salinity comes from rocks eroding.
Oh, yeah. They release minerals over time.
And then you have hydrothermal vents down on the ocean floor.
Pumping out more minerals and stuff?
Exactly. And the crazy part is the entire ocean cycles through those vents every, 8 to 12 million years?
Yeah, it's a constant process that keeps the ocean's chemistry in check.
Which is essential for all the life down there.
Totally. Imagine explaining that to your students. They'd be blown away.
Or how about something as simple as why ice floats?
That one always gets me.
Dr. Brylske explains that water molecules actually form this kind of lattice structure when they freeze.
Yeah, like they spread out a bit.
Exactly, making ice less dense than liquid water, which is pretty unusual.
Right. Most things get denser when they freeze.
And then you have the whole reason we have seasons.
Yeah, that one's wild.
Goes back to that impact with Theia, tilting Earth's axis.
It's like a cosmic billiard ball shot that set everything in motion.
And then, of course, there's the moon, keeping our planet from wobbling too much.
Yeah, that keeps our climate relatively stable, which is huge for the oceans.
It all connects back, even to these massive events from billions of years ago.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it, and it's all explained in Beneath the Blue Planet.
It really gives you that bigger picture context, that deeper understanding.
Exactly, and that deeper understanding makes the diving experience so much richer.
For sure, it's not just looking at pretty fish anymore, it's understanding how they got there.
Yeah, it's like seeing the whole story unfold.
And that story can really make you appreciate the oceans even more.
Speaking of stories, what about those different types of coral reefs Darwin outlined?
Oh yeah, the fringing reefs, barrier reefs, and atolls.
Dr. Brylske explains how they form. There are a couple of main theories.
Right, you have the subsidence theory, where volcanic islands slowly sink.
Like the island is going down and the reef keeps growing up.
Exactly, and then there's the glacial control theory, where sea levels change during ice ages.
So the reef platforms get exposed and then submerged again.
It's amazing how these massive geological events shape the reefs we see today.
And what's really cool is that both of these theories probably play a role, right?
Yeah, it's not always one or the other.
Like in different places and at different times, both sinking islands and changing sea levels could have been involved.
It just shows how complex the process is.
And how much we're still learning about it.
Definitely. It's a reminder that our understanding is always evolving.
And that's why it's so great that Dr. Brylske's compiled all this information in one place.
Yeah, Beneath the Blue Planet is like a roadmap to understanding these processes.
It really is. And it can help dive instructors explain these things to their students.
Making the dives so much more meaningful.
Exactly. It's about understanding the why behind the what.
And that understanding can lead to a much greater appreciation for the underwater world.
Which hopefully translates into a desire to protect it.
That's the ultimate goal, right? To foster a sense of stewardship.
Absolutely. And speaking of protecting the ocean, Dr. Brylske dedicates a whole section to being a responsible dive professional.
Yeah, he really emphasizes the ethical considerations of interacting with wildlife.
He stresses that it should always be on the animal's terms.
Right. We should never force an interaction.
And it shouldn't change their natural behavior.
Like we don't want to disrupt their feeding patterns or anything.
And ideally, any interaction should have an educational component.
It's not just about entertainment, it's about learning and respect.
He talks about the issue of harassment, which can be tricky to define.
Yeah, what might seem harmless to us could be really stressful for the animal.
Dr. Brylske uses the example of manatees in Crystal River, Florida.
They have a very specific approach there, where the manatees dictate the interaction.
You're not allowed to chase them or touch them, you just observe from a distance.
It's all about respecting their space and their choices.
Which is a really important lesson for divers in general.
It applies to all wildlife encounters, not just manatees.
He also brings up the impact of selfie culture and the quest for the perfect photo.
Yeah, that can lead to some pretty pushy behavior.
People get so focused on getting that Instagram-worthy shot that they forget about the animal's welfare.
It's something we all need to be mindful of.
Then there's the whole debate about fish feeding and shark feeding.
That one's always controversial.
Some people argue that using specially prepared food pellets is okay.
Or even using natural food sources in moderation.
Like they do at Stingray City in Grand Cayman.
But there are still concerns about altering natural feeding behaviors.
Yeah, like creating dependency on humans for food.
Which could make them more vulnerable to predators or other threats.
And there's the risk of increased aggression and disease transmission.
Dr. Brylske uses the example of the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority's strict permitting system for fish feeding.
They really regulate it carefully to try and minimize the risks.
It shows how seriously they take the potential impacts.
And when it comes to shark feeding, there are even more concerns.
Beyond just diver safety, there's the potential for habituating sharks to human presence.
Which could disrupt their natural hunting and reproductive behaviors.
And potentially affect the entire ecosystem.
In some cultures, it's even seen as disrespectful to sharks.
It's a complex issue with a lot of different perspectives.
Dr. Brylske does a good job of presenting all sides of the argument.
It's important to consider all the potential consequences.
Speaking of consequences, Dr. Brylske also talks about the environmental impact of dive travel and tourism.
It's a huge industry.
That brings in billions of dollars every year.
But it can also lead to over-tourism and damage to the very things that attract divers.
Like coral reefs.
He really emphasizes the need for responsible tourism practices.
Yeah, like supporting resorts that have good waste and sewage management.
And avoiding the purchase of souvenirs made from marine life.
And being conscientious seafood consumers.
Understanding things like trophic levels and the impact of overfishing.
Dr. Brylske even mentions resources like Seafood Watch to help people make informed choices.
It's all about minimizing our impact on the environment.
And making sure that diving remains sustainable in the long term.
It's our responsibility to protect the oceans for future generations.
And as dive instructors and dive masters, you're in a great position to educate people about these issues.
You're on the front lines, so to speak.
And Dr. Brylske provides you with the knowledge and tools to do that effectively.
He even dives into some seemingly small details that can have a big impact.
Like the chemicals in sunscreen?
Yeah, some of them can contribute to coral bleaching.
He explains the difference between chemical-based and mineral-based sunscreens.
Chemical ones absorb UV radiation while mineral ones reflect it.
And the chemicals in some sunscreens can harm corals.
Some places have even banned certain chemicals because of this.
It's important to be aware of the products we're using and their potential impacts.
Definitely, even small choices can make a difference.
Then there's the impact of diving itself.
Even the most careful divers can accidentally damage coral reefs.
Like breaking off pieces or scraping them with their gear.
And stirring up sediment that can smother corals.
Dr. Brylske really emphasizes the importance of good buoyancy control.
It's crucial for minimizing our physical impact.
He also talks about the concept of carrying capacity for dive sites.
It's like the maximum number of divers a site can handle without suffering damage.
And the need for management and education to prevent overuse.
We need to protect these fragile environments.
But it's not all about minimizing negative impacts. Dr. Brylske also talks about positive impact diving.
Like getting involved in citizen science initiatives,
Things like reef check and fish surveys.
where divers collect data that help scientists monitor the health of coral reefs.
And participating in coral restoration projects,
Like coral gardening and microfragmentation.
where they're actually helping to rebuild damaged reefs.
It's really inspiring to see divers taking an active role in conservation.
And finally, for those interested in wreck diving, Dr. Brylske talks about the importance of preserving these underwater cultural resources.
He compares them to archaeological artifacts on land.
They hold historical and cultural significance.
And they're slowly deteriorating in the marine environment.
He cautions against a finders keepers mentality.
We should treat these wrecks with respect,
He also discusses artificial reefs,
both the benefits and potential drawbacks,
like creating new habitats for marine life.
but also potentially introducing non-native species.
It's important to consider all the angles.
Dr. Brylske really covers it all.
So as you can see, Beneath the Blue Planet is so much more than just a book about the ocean.
It's a comprehensive guide to understanding and responsibly interacting with the underwater world.
And it's especially valuable for dive instructors and dive masters.
You guys are the ones who are teaching and guiding others
And you need to be equipped with this knowledge
to help foster a deeper appreciation for the ocean.
and inspire a sense of stewardship. This deep dive into Beneath the Blue Planet has been really eye-opening.
It's amazing how much information Dr. Brylske has packed into this book.
And it's also relevant to what you guys do as dive professionals.
It provides that foundation for understanding the complexities of the marine environment.
And for explaining those complexities to your students.
But it goes beyond just the science.
It also emphasizes the importance of responsible behavior,
Minimizing our impact during dives,
promoting sustainable tourism practices.
and making informed choices about interacting with marine life,
It's about being good stewards of the ocean.
and ensuring its health for future generations.
So what are your takeaways from this deep dive?
I'm really struck by the interconnectedness of everything in the ocean,
Yeah, Dr. Brylske makes that very clear.
and how even small actions can have big consequences.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in protecting this amazing ecosystem.
What aspects of the underwater world are you now even more curious to explore?
I'm really fascinated by the idea of positive impact diving.
Yeah, like getting involved in citizen science or coral restoration and make a real difference,
Dr. Brylske's book has definitely inspired me to do more.
and to share that knowledge with others.
That's the key, right? To spread the word and encourage others to become ocean stewards.
Absolutely.
The ocean is a vast and incredible place.
And Beneath the Blue Planet is a great starting point for anyone who wants to learn more about it.
It's a journey of discovery,
And it's one that we should all embark on.
for the sake of the ocean and for ourselves.
I think we can all agree that Dr. Brylske's Beneath the Blue Planet is a must-read for anyone involved in the world of diving.
It's packed with information and insights that will change the way you see the underwater world.
And hopefully inspire you to protect it.
So if you haven't already, pick up a copy and start exploring.
You won't regret it.
And who knows, you might just discover a new passion for the ocean.
And on that note, maybe give this some thought. Dr. Brylske talks about how everything in the ocean is connected.
Right, it's all one big system.
So what seemingly small action, if everyone did it, could have the biggest positive impact on the ocean?
That's a great question.
It's something to ponder as you continue your own exploration of Beneath the Blue Planet.
And as you dive deeper into the wonders of our amazing blue planet,
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
it's been a pleasure.
Until next time, happy diving.
And keep exploring.
Thanks for listening, and please subscribe to The Immersion Zone wherever you are listening to this or at www.theimmersionzone.com. Thanks. Dive safe.